Uh, any visitors?
No visitors today.
All right. Nobody special besides Jonathan?
Just
He's
Jonathan.
always special. They're reading the mission statement. The school will provide equitable opportunities for all students to acquire an education that prepares them to be productive citizens, critical thinkers, and part of the global workforce utilizing employability skills. Next, we have approval of the minutes. We have two sets of minutes we have to approve. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from April 21st board meeting?
Motion to approve April 21st meeting.
Chad, do you have a second? Bob, any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions. The next is the approval of the board minutes for the special meeting on April the 30th. Do I have a motion to? Mary, do I have a second? Chad, any discussion on the April 30th minutes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? No public input is what I heard. All right, principal's report, Dr. Gregory.
I can't believe it's already
It's a little got me all sorts of feelings. Okay, highlight is our.
Can you see this, Kelly and Uda?
No.
Well, it's gonna get wonky for everyone else.
That's fine.
Okay.
Can you guys see it now?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we've got our girls made it to the second round of playoffs. So we were down in Andrew Jackson last Friday, and then boys third round playoffs last night. Sadly, they lost in third round. Such a good game.
3-2.
And then Buford, B-U-F-O-R-D. Wonderful team. And then our state, our track team is headed to state on Friday, and they just swept Upper State with first place. Like, first place in the 800, 1600, 3200, another one first place in 800. Like, just amazing. So, excited to see those
Warriors.
guys go to state.
Distance runners.
Mhm.
All distance.
Whew, so, exciting stuff happening. Oh. All right, it's gonna make me click for this. Doing all the things, lots of epicenter tasks. Like, this is just the time when everybody needs a form or accountability report or something from Power School. Just all the end of the year things. Facilities planning. We have a meeting scheduled for Friday, and so we have the tentative list of items to discuss with them, like some concerns and get some input and information, and then kind of the long-term projects, short-term projects, all of those things that we've been asked to do. End of course testing is underway. I can tell you it's going really well so far, but that's all I can say since those scores are obviously embargoed for a long time. And then all the handbook revisions and lots of interviewing and planning for graduation and awards night tomorrow, all the things. This is a new slide that I added for this, which is one of the reasons it was taking me a little bit longer to get it to you, is the legislative updates, just going through the updates and where they are in becoming law. Are they dead? Are they still gaining motion? Do they have a chance of passing before next school year? And so these are the ones that have either passed or are alive and could still pass and impact us for next year. First one is that board training, and they're all linked, so it takes you to the actual full information spiel all the things. So board training, Senate has passed that, so it's back in the House, and it would require training for all board members every year, and it would shorten the time frame from 12 months to 6 months. The grading floor one, lots of concerns about this one. This is saying that no grade may be given that is greater than what the student earned. So, like quarter one, quarter two, you may do a grade floor of 60. Some schools do a 50 since 60 is passing, so that if that student has one bad quarter and then gets themselves back together, there's an opportunity they can still pass. Some see that as giving them a grade, but that's what that's stemming from. We currently use a grade of 60 for Q1, Q2, and Q3. And then when that grade is, actual grade is below a 60, and then whatever they get 4th 9 weeks. If you do the math, how difficult it would still be for a student to pass, you're not really necessarily giving them anything here. But there are schools that do that within the teacher's grade book. So you're not allowed to give a 0 for any daily assignment for a homework. You have to put in a 50, you have to put in a 60. And I think that's the frustration that built and caused some of this to happen.
Remember, we have a minimum of 75 to pass here.
Mm-hmm. So the
Unlike
other
60 in the public schools.
Yeah, and the other impact is to credit recovery. The only credit recovery we use is our summer school, and again, the student has to earn a 70 to a 74 to qualify for that, and then they do a shortened version, a credit recovery, because they were so close to meeting mastery. If they score below a 70, they retake the entire course. What this law is saying, and it has passed, so it just needs a signature, is that a student is not eligible for credit recovery unless they have submitted all required assignments for the course. So that's a little gray to me. Like if a student may make a 74, be eligible for credit recovery according to us, but does that mean if they didn't do a quiz, didn't do a project, didn't do some assignment throughout that year that they're not eligible? So we're waiting for some clarification on that piece and how that would impact summer school for next year, as well as the other part. No major changes to what's being discussed with the budget, and then the Charter School Accountability Act is concerning if it passes as is, because it would put some operational constraints in place. We couldn't borrow money without the district's authorization. Our budget would need to be approved, the way I'm reading it, by the district and not just our board. So it just removes the autonomy that charter schools have and why we exist.
I talked to Kevin Mason, who's in charge of the alarm.
That's what I linked there, was his breakdown of it too.
Okay, is that
So,
what he
yeah.
just said? Because he said the Senate, he was pretty sure he was going to throw out the district approving loans and all that.
Okay, good. I haven't seen anything written, but they
Well,
have
he and I
years in
having
there.
our conversation
Yeah.
last Friday.
They haven't put that out in writing, so maybe that's what they're hearing, and I hope that that is accurate. That would be
That
great.
the powers that be in the Senate are receptive to those changes.
We have plenty of accountability, I assure you. Strategic planning, we have done some work with the teachers, initial work with the faculty, and then have some strategic planning meetings set up with anyone from the board who wants to attend, the parents who expressed interest in attending, and then the staff members, and then administration, of course, looking at areas of academic excellence, environmental enhancement, technology, and then college success, and then all of the things that fall under those. And so we have those 3 meetings set up. For development, I did include the Charter Champions breakdown that Tyler compiled. And so you can see a 3-year comparison of profit at the end for each for each event. And with some of the development goals are coming out of that. So she's done a much further breakdown of sponsorships, of what best practices are saying, the time that is spent on this, what it yields, and then what we should do as an organization with this moving forward. But we did make almost $5,000. Finance, the budget that was reviewed last month is linked there as well. Recap, talking about those 2 full-time positions, no other changes made to it at all. Considerations, these are the information that we're currently working with. The conservative estimate for funding is $4,450 per student with a weighted pupil unit of 1414. And so that was our weighted pupil unit from the 135th day last year. The legislative updates do discuss per pupil funding as high as $4,490, but again, we went with that conservative estimate. It's not necessarily that it's going to yield additional funding, because the change that is going to occur for CTE funding, we currently get a 0.2 add-on weighting for students in CTE courses, and we have about 230 of those at our 135th day count. And instead of giving that 0.2 weighting, they're going to provide $640 per CTE student.
I mean, you lose money.
It does, but what they're going to do is put it in the 4490. So it's not going to be completely even, but it's very close to a wash is what's going to happen. But until that's finalized, we were not comfortable, Noel or I, with changing that 4450 until that's a sure thing. The 4490 is just to account for the 0.2 weighting being removed. It's just shifting the money. You still are going to be able to use it for CTE salaries. Initially you were not, and that's when everyone was like, this is not going to work, because you're moving it out of the line where we could use it for salaries, but now where we could not, and so now you can. So that's better. And then in that 4490 should be the state funding 75% of the teacher raises, that minimum teacher salary. So we could see the 65,000 increase somewhat, but we're waiting to see. Charter line update, we did reach an agreement, talked about that in the finance meeting last week with GTC for the ground lease. Anticipate executing that lease and purchasing the building this week. End of day today or tomorrow was when the Department of Admin said that they would have the changes made on the lease that were agreed upon, and that had to do all with our utilities and water. And then State Treasurer's Office already knows where we are with that, and they are ready to go as soon as we give them that executed lease. And then we use that short-term funding to pay Triangle in full, so there is no outstanding invoices due for phase 2, except paying ourselves back.
Can I add something in here?
Mm-hmm.
Part of it was we were always told we had to separate from the chiller and boiler units. That's what Jackie told us forever and ever and ever. We even have pricing for it and emails about it. And all it was just had to remeter it. That's all it took. It was that simple. So all these years we've been having this thing we've sitting out there, this 500-pound gorilla, now it didn't exist to begin with. So.
Yeah, it didn't. And it's actually much better because we will know our exact energy cost, and we won't be guesstimating, you won't be paying a percentage. We'll get the bills just like we do for the SLC, so that'll be great. And then the water, we're paying our portion based on usage per square footage with the 3 buildings that are on the shared water.
Does this building and the other buildings shut down in summer? Like, are you guys doing a lot of things in the summer for the students as well?
We're working, we're more so in building 119 than we are in this building.
That's an advantage. I was just saying, I know the college keeps going, so the fact that you'll see your meter for just this building is what you're saying, or in both buildings, or just?
Each building is metered, yeah, for their usage. We still have the SLC going all summer too. Then we've got the review of cash balances that was shared with Finance Committee, and you will see that short-term funding on there with Southern First. That's that $430,000 that's been added there. And then some upcoming dates. Any questions?
And everyone's got their black robes and hoods ordered. That is attending the graduation. They're ordered. Any other questions of Rhonda? All right, Chairman's report. I did a little bit of help with the ground lease and discussing with Dr. Miller. And Dr. Miller and I will be getting together. I've asked for another meeting with he and Rhonda and I to continue to further how we can integrate some of their goals with some of our goals, so that we're working better as a unit, as a group together, so that has more seamless activity between us. And again, we give them a lot of strength and they give us a lot of strength. So trying to work on those two things together and trying to develop that relationship to be even stronger going forward. They got some big things in the works. They're looking at building a convocation center, which would solve our graduation facility problem. And they're also looking at putting in an amphitheater for concerts and activities. And that could be another way to do a fundraiser. And they got some other projects that they want Greenville Tech Charter High School to be involved with. And so those are all conversations that need to happen. But again, everything starts with the first steps, which we've had, and this will be like the second step.
So is the amphitheater on site?
Yeah. You know where the Rusty Bridge is? The new bridge over here? That whole area goes down a nice simple slope all the way down to the creek. They're gonna clean all that up and expect something that's like at the Fee Center. Expect something like that to look in that area right there. They're outside amphitheater. So another place to bring people onto campus to give value to the community, and another reason to keep Greenville Tech the way it is.
Yeah.
So, just lots going on. Rhonda and I talked way too much for the last month, and so, but I think we're on the downhill slide of that, a lot of that. So, we did not have any other questions of me. Executive committee, we did not have an executive committee. Finance, Chad.
Yeah, Finance Committee met last week, discussed current period financials and cash balances like we saw there. Rediscussed a couple of the policies that had gone through, and I think there's a little bit more discussion on those tonight, as those are mostly finance policies that we're talking about. I think that was about it. We rediscussed the budget as well. No changes out of the budget for that budget for what we're proposing here tonight as a second reading. That's it.
I'd like to thank Chad and the entire Finance Committee for all they do, because I know how much work the budget this time is every year.
Yeah.
So,
Nolan and Rhonda bring a good product to us. So.
Secretary Uda.
I do not have one report.
All right. Don't go too far, because you got another one coming up. Administrative and governance. Bob.
So we have these list of policies we've been working on for a while. They're listed under the action item. And I'm going to propose an amendment to eliminate 3 from that list that are a little complicated and going to need more time. And then ask to approve the others. You did get them all mailed to you, although it was Sunday evening. And the changes are minor to most of them. But if there's any questions when we do the action items, please ask them.
As I always tell everybody, it's good to read through our policies and procedures so you're familiar with them. But as the governance committee is going through these, it's another good chance, a reminder to go back through the policies of that section so that we're all very aware of what the policies and procedures are. Any other questions of Bob? Academic excellence, Mary.
No meeting, no report.
UDA, appeals and grievance.
No appeals, no report.
We love that. Facilities, I got a text from Chris. He was trying to be here tonight, but still stuck with the client in a client meeting. They are getting together on Friday with Dr. Gregory to discuss future building projects.
Mr. Radford, but yes.
Yeah. Mr. Radford?
Yes, I met with him, we went over the project, and then he's taken all those to the committee.
In other words, she's delegating properly. So, all right. Development, anything new, Kelly?
No report, nothing new.
All righty. Items to refer to the principal for review and recommendation is creating a list for the principal is creating a list of future facility projects and approximate pricing. Obviously, that meeting takes place on Friday. To start getting that list together. Items pending from previous committees for the board, for committees is development committee to recommend changes, direction, or removal of committee. That is still in works. Items to refer to the board for review or recommendation to the board governance committee, development of a FOIA policy.
We have one.
You do have one?
It says we'll follow the rules. I mean, it's like 3 paragraphs.
We can't find it.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can look at it. I went and looked it up when I saw this on there. But,
Well, you should have said something. You're taking it off the agenda.
well, I assumed that the legislature had some spare time and they were assigned something else to do. And, I mean, all those other policies.
Well, I have to make a motion. It's on here, and we can decline the motion since it's already a policy.
Well, do you want to, well, why don't you refer it to us, and then if we have one, the committee will meet and say this is good enough. What prompted it again?
We'll talk about that in executive session.
Okay.
So I have a motion to send to the governance committee development of a FOIA policy or review of a FOIA policy. Do I have a motion?
Sure.
Bob, do I have a second? Mary, any other discussion on the FOIA policy? All right. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Abstentions? I need a motion to move into executive session.
Motion to move into executive session.
Chad? Second. Uda? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? we have moved out of the executive session. Action items, approval of the review of changes for DA, DD, DBG, DD, DDA, DFG, DG, DGA, DI, DID, DIE, DIF, DIG, DJGA, DK. That was passed unanimously out of committee. Any discussion?
So now, due to some reasons, I would like to amend this action item to exclude 3 policies that need further review.
Okay. Do I have a second on that? Which 3?
And those 3 are DBG, which is budget adoption process. DG, which is banking services. And DIG, which is undesignated fund balance.
Okay. So you making a motion? Do I have a second on that amendment?
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion on removal of those 3 from approval? All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We now have on the floor approval of the reading of the amended approval of the changes for DA, DB, DD, DBA, DFG, DGA, DI, DID, DIE, DIF, DJGA, DK. Any discussion on that?
I will bring up DK. At the end of DK, it says we need to show a fiscal report showing revenue and expenditures at every regular board meeting. All we ever show is cash balances. So we're gonna have to get with Noel in the next finance committee meeting and see what we should show there. Because that's a lot more information.
Is that a good idea? I mean, that we should be doing that?
Yes.
I think it is.
I hate it.
Yeah, I hate to say.
Every
yeah,
other
I mean,
board I sit on, it's every meeting.
Right. I think we should be looking at revenue and expenditures. All we end up looking at is cash balances.
Which one was that?
DK.
He was just clarifying that something that is required to make sure that we're
Yeah.
getting it going.
Yeah, that's right.
Any other
So
discussion?
we'll
on
figure
that?
out what that format looks like.
Thanks, Chad. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, the first reading is complete. Approval of the 26-27 budget, second reading. This was passed unanimously out of committee. There were no changes from the budget that was approved, sent through the last time. Any other discussion on the budget? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Budget passes. Rhonda, we're good to go now. Announcements. May 13th, which is tomorrow night, is awards night at 6 p.m. If you are going, did Amanda Burrow send a note out to all the board members? Amanda Dysinger?
I am not sure if she sent an invite to everyone.
If anybody wants to go tomorrow night and you didn't already get an invitation to go, I know I've got one because my daughter's a senior, so I don't know if it came because she was a senior, you probably got one. But if you're going, please let Amanda know. We, as board members, we sit on the floor in comfy seats. So that's why we need to know, so she has good chair count. So if you want to go, let her know tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow morning.
Let who know?
Amanda Dysinger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Burrow, but she's not been Burrow for a while. Graduation is at Timmons Arena, Furman. We need to be there at 3:30 to be set up. And Rhonda's laughing.
So I don't cry. It's been a week.
Yeah, it's a week. And I will tell you, the prettiest redhead's going to get graduated. I'm just kidding. No favoritism there. And so that'll be on that night. And then if you are coming to that, make sure that we also know for seating for graduation. think I'm the only one with a senior on the current board. And if you are, definitely make sure, because your family gets seated for graduation. And our next board meeting is June the 16th. So, and Dot, I'm gonna have to ask for the July meeting to be a little later when we need a board calendar next meeting. Because I will be in New Mexico until the 16th of July. From June the 28th and 27th until July the 16th. Now, if I'm not on the board, it doesn't matter, you can have it wherever you want. Usually it's the third Tuesday of the month. And I think we'll just have to look at the calendar when we're doing that. And I don't need to be here because there's always a vice chair to take over when I'm not here. So, all righty. Any other comments, concerns?
The senior luncheon was very impressive. So, I mean, it was all the stuff that the school was doing, you know, to have that go well. It says a lot that,
I hated to miss that second half. We got the guys, there was as far as the guest speaker, and then we had to split to get to Columbia for the next graduation.
I felt like Rhonda Rawlings was a great speaker, and it was really nice to have whoever arranged that. That was good. Yeah.
All right. Uda, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, meeting closed.